Let's start by demonstrating the C major scale on ukulele. We have a low G string, so that's the sound of this particular ukulele. If you have a high G string, that's fine. You can still use the fingering and it won't affect it. All right, so let's start with the C, which is this open string right here. And let's go and let's ascend on this C major scale. Okay, here are the notes. Okay, once again, I'll add the letter names to this scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? Another way to recognize these pitches is by giving them numerical names, and it's very simple. We'll start with the first note, C, and call that 1. Okay? And then the next scale degree, D, we'll call that 2. And that continues up. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I like to call notes by numerical pitches because for some reason people seem to understand that a little quicker. So you'll hear me referring to that in this example, in this module. Okay, I also wanted to say that this lowest string, especially since it's a low G, it also can be utilized because there are a few more notes that we can add to extend the range of this C major scale that are on this lowest string. So remember that we started with this C. Now if I continue to descend on this low string with the scale, the next note would be right here, B, or 7. And then the next note would be A, and this is number 6. And then finally the low G, which is 5. Okay? So I now can actually start from below this note and play more notes in the scale. So I'll ascend to the high C and then continue and the scale by going backwards and play it all the way down to the low open G. So you'll hear what it sounds like. Well, let me play a chord so you can have a reference for that. Now here's the scale. Continuing. Back up to the root. Okay? We're going to use those low notes in the demonstration of Manu by Auntie Alice Namakilua. These low notes are found in her Kiho'alu version. And so what we've had of that song, and what we've had to do now is adapt that to ukulele. So there'll be certain stylistic things that I'll try to add to the ukulele version of it, so you can get the idea of what a slack key player would want to hear. Okay, the first thing right off the bat is this idea that you're sliding into a note. Okay, I want to get to this note. This is the target note, the C, and I want to approach it from a half step below without actually playing two separate notes. I want to slide into this note. Okay, that's what you want to do. I'm using my ring finger and then just making one single fret slide. And you'll see when you play the next string, it's the unison note of it. That's that's something that you hear a lot of in slack E playing. Okay, so let's play this melody slowly, and this is the introduction to Manu. I want to note that we were playing the first part of that lick in the key of C, and then you saw this other section that came up. This one that goes like this. That's over G7. There's a chord that's built into this lick, and it's this chord right here. It's another version of playing a G7, but you'll see that when you play this part, all these fingers sort of fall into this shape, and that might help you put together this section of the song a little easier when you see that this single shape with these three fingers holding a chord is what you're actually going to play. See right there? So if you see the succession and the sequence of where your fingers will fall, that might help you if you're a visual musician who can see chords and diagrams a lot easier. And then the rest of the lick follows. And that's all over the G7 section. Okay? So that's it. Now, it's really challenging to play the chords and the melody together. So what we'll be having is a separate rhythm track with chords that accompany this module, so you can practice both the single note line, which I just demonstrated, and you can also play the chords along with the chord changes, and you can hear where it fits. Okay. Once again, it's very important to practice with your metronome and start very slowly. And some of these sections were challenging to adapt from kiho'alo to ukulele. So just to play these, might be a little, it'll be a little challenging at first, but I like I had mentioned before, you just start by playing very slowly. Just take a small section at a time, just that much. And in my right hand, I'm just using my thumb. So, because I want clarity in these notes to come out. Okay? Even if you can sing the melody, da 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 da, that would help you ingrain it in your mind as well. Da 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 da. If not for that long of a sequence of notes, maybe just even a shorter section. Da 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 da. Okay, and take it bits at a time, and then build up to tempo. Okay. And by the way, this intro lick starts on the downbeat, so you have to count yourself in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There is a downbeat on the recording of Anti-Alice Namakilua's version, but I'm doing the pickup because I don't have a low note on my instrument that can match that version. So I'm going to wait and let the downbeat fall, and I'm going to play on the beat right after that, the 8th note. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1. Now there's a section that you might want to slow down and isolate too. You have to jump from here and catch this unison slide that we spoke about in the beginning. I would slow that area down. Be very deliberate about that part. There's almost, well, there is 2 consecutive unison slides in a row if you really want to get that Kihoalo flavor on this ukulele. So you see what's happening there is I'm sliding up to this note and then playing the very next string, which is open. So that's not too bad. But coming from the previous lick, there's a little bit of a reach. I'm using my ring finger to get that note. It's a little stronger than getting it with my pinky because I also have to make this slide and my pinky's not as strong and stable. So I reach for that. Okay, and that's the part.